Greetings and welcome to the second episode of the Switch On Network. Thank you so much for the love that you've shown us on the different platforms, sharing our content, commenting, but also subscribing to our channel. Long may it continue. And thank you so much for engaging with us. I'm joined by the panel that has everyone talking. Nadim Lukhele and a legend, Gould. Morgan, I'll start with you because a lot of people were quite confused about the thing you spoke about in last week's preview. And Sister Bettina, and I saw a lot of people on the comments were like, Uba, no Sister Bettina, because he actually went on to score, provide clarity with regards to who he is, and also, Sister Bettina, where does it stem from?
Look, Sister Bettina is obviously a well-known song by Makharimbe, if I'm pronouncing him right. And it was a nation, it puts the nation together. And obviously when you go to rugby games, that's the song that each and every person in the stands.
Another one.
Yeah. You can also go to Mandoza, but I think Sister Bettina for me became synonymous to Makgopa when he went to African Nations Cup. And that's where he did so well for us. And he literally put us together because a lot of people were riding on the wave where we're doing well. We came third. And that was the song, obviously, if you go to places that were showing the games, that's a song that was playing, and everybody, whether you're white, black, blue, whatever ethnic group you were in, it was the song to listen to, and it's still the song to go to. So my Sister Bettina is Everence Makgopa.
All right. Nadim, do you want to maybe apologize? Kaizer Chiefs, they came out firing. All corners, they get the first goal. Soweto derby, a big occasion. Lollipop. Lilepo gets the opener. Soweto derby, packed crowd, FNB Stadium.
Interesting one. I mean, it looks like Chiefs. If it was another Chiefs of before, they were going to easily seal that game with that 1-0. But it's not the kind of Chiefs. Even if they concede, no matter how much they start, they'll always find a way to.
Nadim, Oli support.
To say they're not going to score.
Yeah, you said they were not going to score.
Yeah, for that, yeah. No,
say it. I profusely apologize.
Hey! That English.
Okay. Should I apologize or must I apologize after the Nedbank Cup final?
No, but it was a prediction for that game, not for the two derbies.
Okay, but it's a half apology because look, Pirates scored and Mfokeng scored. I said he's going to score in the derby. But for saying they are not going to score, of course I apologize. Makosa mahle. Love and peace.
Show us the sign.
It's love and peace. love and peace.
At the end of it all, 3 massive points were on the table, not only about the bragging rights. Let's recap that game because for Pirates, it meant a lot. Yes, for Kaizer Chiefs, because we were talking about just the ramifications with regards to the points tally as well. Chiefs are safe. I know it hurts, Nadim. Last week you were saying, hey, fighting for relegation. No. It's a thing of the past. They can focus on the remaining games without the pressure, but still they need to qualify for top 8.
Of course, top 8 is not going to happen, but now the good thing about Amakosa Mahle, they are going to the final to face Pirates in the Nedbank Cup, while mathematically they are safe from playoffs. There's no way they can be relegated. Sundowns ended those things once and for all when they beat Cape Town City, of which is a side that was expected, that they will lose to Sundowns. Sundowns are a strong team, home and away. But for now, Kaizer Chiefs is a matter of, if they win the Nedbank Cup, maybe, but reaching the top 8, I think is pretty too far.
Let's talk about that. It's a Soweto derby. We did talk about it being an interesting contest. There'll be goals. You predicted a draw with goals.
Yeah.
Didn't quite happen, but we did have that draw in the first half. What for you stood out about this game, where we saw Orlando Pirates getting all the 3 points?
Look, I must give credit to both teams, because Chiefs came out and they scored the goal. Pirates obviously realized that, hey, we thought it's going to be an easy day in the office. They came out and obviously they stuck to their plan, which I don't think it was a plan B. It was obviously plan A for them to win the game. So it just goes to show that how big that game is. Some of the players on the day, on the field, played the occasion, but they realized quickly that we can't play the occasion. We need to play the game, and what the game requires. When they were 1-0 down, they needed to stick to what the team wanted collectively, because it can unplace you at sometimes.
Nadim?
Interesting thing with Orlando Pirates that Chiefs had only one shot on target. It was the goal. Besides that, they didn't have a shot. So after scoring Chiefs, then Pirates equalized. Everyone saw that Chiefs never looked like they can trouble Pirates. Yes, they had the ball possession, but they didn't really trouble. Then it makes me wonder, is the gap that 21 points that it is in the league between Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs? Because it looks like they are world apart if you look at the performance. If you look at all the players at Kaizer Chiefs, you feel Cross, Kwenika, Yusuf Mat. That's why sometimes it feels like a critical of Kaizer Chiefs, but it's just like they cannot compete with a team like Orlando Pirates. Even with Mamelodi Sundowns, we know Sundowns beat them 4-0 in the Carling Cup and also in the league, home and away. Sure, they won in the Nedbank Cup. But with this Kaizer Chiefs team, if you look how they played, I think the fans, they look so much, expect so much. But with the coach, I see a lot of frustration from him because maybe they don't hear him, they don't see his vision. But the players, I also don't know. I don't think they did believe they can win the derby. Nothing tells me that. I didn't see Chiefs fighting even in the last minute. I just saw Cross. They were defending right through until the end. Hence, I feel that Kaizer Chiefs, they will need to seriously, after the season, make serious decision about their playing personnel.
After the weekend. Let's talk after the weekend. This weekend coming.
Yes, because obvious, after losing to Pirates on Saturday.
No. Remember, it's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
This is going to be a turn of events where obviously the first game was obviously the first leg we lost 2-1. Now going into this game, you will probably have a coach that has the ambition to win it, being Nabi, and then says, actually, I've got a team that can beat Pirates. Let me just add a little bit of quality. But if it goes into the next game losing it, then he's going to say, I'm going to make a holistic change where he brings in more players. So we need to be very careful of how
not necessarily, even if Kaizer Chiefs can beat Pirates 3-0 in the final, they will still need to improve. If you look at the log, it's not... They've been doing well in the Nedbank Cup, remember. They've scored more goals, beating Captaincy and Stellenbosch 3-1, beating Sundowns 2-1, Chippa United 3-0. But in the league, they've been struggling. There will be very, lack of strategy in terms of if they can win against Pirates, then they feel they've done well. They are far. Even if they win against Pirates, but they will still have a long way to go.
No, Nadim, let me come in because maybe now we are getting lost in all of this. Number one, you need to deal with the beast in front of you. Don't think about what is coming in 10 years' time. No. Now the main aim is to salvage the season. How do you salvage what has been not the best season, but a season that could just show people what is to come under a new coach? You collect the first silverware that is on offer. That puts aside all the other problems that you have. Of course, it doesn't take away the fact that maybe you might not have the squad depth. Of course, it doesn't maybe take away the fact that maybe you need different strategies and different approaches, but it has solved the problem for right now. Isn't that what they need? A big institution like Kaizer Chiefs, over 10 years of a trophy drought. Don't you need an immediate solution, which could be the Nedbank Cup, instead of thinking about next season and improving the squad and so forth?
Yeah, definitely. You need I like to use the microwave setup, We need a 2-minute noodle to fix it now for you to get the confidence to say, okay, with what we have, we can actually look into the market, but bring quality. And not that there's no quality. There is quality, but it still needs to be unlocked from the human being or from the players that are there. And this that they won the DDC Cup, that's definitely going to be a booster for them. They're going to definitely promote 3 or 4 players coming from that team into this team. They just need to be met by players that are obviously of the mindset that this is going to be a mantra for us, saying, we've won after winning the Nedbank Cup. This is what we come onto. We come onto a team that has won stuff. We have no room for relaxing because we want to also replicate and do what the previous teams have done at Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. If they win, but sometimes winning cups like Nedbank Cup, it can really be an unnecessary pressure. Look at Marumo Gallants. They won it, then the following season they got relegated. It doesn't say the problems are long gone. It's a feel-good factor for the next 3 months, while recruitment, as Morgan is saying, getting the kind of players who can feel like can go to Chiefs and improve from the Nedbank Cup. Yes, it can work in a short term, but the reality says Chiefs need a serious overhaul, at least 12 players from this season.
All right. Yeah. That will be the headache for next season.
Yeah, exactly.
The headache that they now have is beating Orlando Pirates and getting the trophy. Let's talk about that. Tickets are sold out. Moses Mabhida Stadium. 2 inland teams going to the coast to battle for glory. Is this the type of game where Coach Jose Rivero says, I'm putting everything in? But also, we need to focus on the fact that Orlando Pirates had a midweek game. Kaizer Chiefs has been resting. They've been watching. Orlando Pirates made wholesale changes in that starting 11 during the week.
Wholesale changes that obviously his main players, and we mustn't lie to ourselves, his main players have been resting. And he's put in I wouldn't say makeshift, but a team that's good enough to play against Arrows and win Arrows. And obviously, you know, the relationship, selling, loaning players from Arrows to Pirates. So that's a topic for another day. But 72 hours, it takes 72 hours for you to be refreshed and going into the next game as a player. So those players are well rested. He just needs to pray, and he needs to motivate them so well that they do the business. Because that, for them, it could be like a tap on the shoulder and say, we Pirates, and we're going to just walk into the field and do the business. Where else on the other side, chips are down. And the only way for you to, when your back is against the wall, fight towards the beast. And the beast is waiting for you. And it can be conquered. And if they think hard enough and they stand for what they need to stand for, the game would be won.
All right, so you're looking at a coach Nazruddin Nabi in his first Nedbank Cup final. You're looking at a coach Jose Rivero that doesn't know how to lose a Nedbank Cup game. Ever since he landed in our shores, straight wins in this cup competition. Nazruddin Nabi that wants to say, listen, South Africa, I'm here, I have the pedigree, and I can get silverware for this team. What does Chiefs need to do right, Nadim, to win the trophy?
I think first thing first is to pray. Besides prayer, I don't know what else they can do, because
is there a pastor that you are recommending?
Bushiri, Boro can go to Malawi and fetch Bushiri and get his powers. Okay, but look, this is the same Arrows that defeated Kaizer Chiefs 2-1. Strong Kaizer Chiefs team. So, and then Pirates' second team, I mean, could have been 4-1. I was watching the game. Pirates really dominated the game. There's no point where I felt Arrows, maybe a draw was possible, but Arrows winning that game, it wasn't there. So then it's so difficult for Kaizer Chiefs. If you are looking at the Kaizer Chiefs angle, how can they defeat the same team that they had one shot on target last week at FNB Stadium? And they've really been struggling. But the positive thing with Kaizer Chiefs is that they're in the Nedbank Cup final. They face two strongest teams in the PSL. If you look at Stellenbosch and Mamelodi Sundowns, they won. Against Stellis, they won 3-1. Even though they've won all the matches against Stellis, home and away, even in the league. So it looks like they find it easy to beat Stellis. But with Sundowns, obviously, they wanted an offside goal. That goal was controversial. It should have not been allowed. Even that linesman who refereed.
They're in the final now, Nadim.
Yeah,
Nadim,
exactly.
Can you forget the offside goal? It is a goal.
Yes,
you are not the ref, and the ref decided.
Yeah.
He's giving it a go.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's the only positive thing, that they're in the final. They have to win. And we remember the last time what happened when they were playing in the same cup in 2019 in Durban. Zakele Lipasa scored that winning goal. So it's so difficult for Chiefs. I mean, the last time I think they won this Nedbank Cup, Moke and Gould was still playing. In actual fact, in 2013, is the only trophy they've won. That's the last trophy they won local. So which is 2013. How old is your oldest child?
No, he's 17. He's 17.
Exactly. Maybe it was 5 years, right?
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. If you have a child that is maybe 11 years, has never seen Chiefs winning a trophy.
But it's not bad for football. That goes to show that football is not about the big teams only. It's about all the other teams, and it's improving. If you look at the way football is going and the trends, every team is now catching up to what the demands of the game are.
I don't know, because I grew up like Ali winning the league in Egypt. They're still doing the dominating.
No, Zamalek is going to win it.
No, Pyramids.
Pyramids. You see,
yeah, but they are there. The competition is there. Chiefs are not even in German. Bayern Munich always, Madrid or Barcelona in Spain. So in South Africa, Sundowns obviously have been dominating. But the thing with Chiefs, even though they were not winning the league for many years, there were times where they were not winning the league, but they would win a cup at least once every season. Never been, you see a time where Chiefs can finish between 93 up until Steve Kombela joined Chiefs, 2012. Chiefs have, I mean, after when Steve Kombela replaced Stuart Baxter, Chiefs have won a trophy every season. But from there, now we're getting used to see Chiefs not winning anything. I'm talking about a space where like 15 consecutive years or more, Chiefs were winning a trophy at least once a season. No matter how bad they were, even if they are out of the top 8, you will know a trophy will be there. That's why they used to be called cup specialists. Now they are playing Pirates where, I mean, you have to be very brave if you can say now they have a chance of beating Orlando Pirates. For me, I don't even think they have a smallest chance. There's nothing. I expect Orlando Pirates to be better than Chiefs, just like they were at FNB, where it was Kaizer Chiefs' home game. That is a ground of Kaizer Chiefs. That's why they decided the change rooms is their basically home game. Now they're going to Durban where it's 50-50. And Pirates have a slight advantage because they played there on Tuesday.
A lot of the finals there as well.
And also on Tuesday they played there against Aros. So they've get to know the whole setup and all those kind of things. Even if Abatandas Kaizer Chiefs figure maybe tomorrow, Pirates have already been there before. So
Murphy's law. Murphy's law.
So, but I don't know. There's nothing. When I see Kaizer Chiefs team, I just see a lot of promising, but I can't say these are the team that can defeat a team that was in the Champions League semi-final.
All right. On the day, it's 11v11. Whether you want to look at a Chiefs team that could then implement maybe counter-attacking style of football up against maybe an Orlando Pirates team that will then be thinking of maybe applying a high press. Who then wins the battle, Morgan?
It's the one with the team with the nerves of steel, firstly. The coach's words are going to fly out of the window, I can tell you. Rivero's already lost the guys in terms of he knows he's leaving, whether they win it or they don't. Sending someone off with a signage to say, you're the best coach is a bit of a worrying factor for me, in my point of view. Then the new one comes in, obviously his back is against the wall. No matter what he does, he touches, he needs to make sure he replicates that. But I think on the day, Chiefs need to come up with no strategy. They must just do it off the cuff. Because
no strategy, Morgan.
Reason being why I'm saying.
But what would they be doing for these 5 days or since Monday?
Yeah, what can you do?
Friday?
What can you do in the 4 days? You can't fix it. What happened the whole season long? You can't fix it. Go there, open-minded.
So you're saying if it's broken, don't fix it, right?
Be mentally. No. Hold on. Be mentally in the space. Go back to the places the things that made you happy and why you were playing football. The coach needs to tap into that. The psyche of the players, the psyche of the brand itself. Do not oversell the brand to the players, because the moment you mention something too much to a player, that's exactly what it's going to do. If you say, don't pass the ball to the left, it's going to happen. So just play with the psyche of the players, saying to them, this is a normal day in your life. You just need to go out there and enjoy yourself, because no other strategy is going to win it. Football is about scoring, defending, and that's it. Plain and simple. This is the point where
But you're saying they mustn't come with a strategy.
I'm saying they mustn't go in with a strategy and say, we're going to play 4-4-2. And this is the tactic that we're going to use. We're going to overload on Shandu's side or whatever. No. If the game allows and the game opens up for them to get an opportunity, so be it.
Basically, you're saying they must leave everything in God's hands.
I'm not saying they must leave that in God's hands. You as a player, you know what you need to do. You do something that's right for the team. If you know you're a defender, defend with your life. If you know attacker, create and make sure that you unplace the team that you're playing against, because you're playing against Pirates. Their tails are up in the air, and the only way for you to win this game is to be free. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the festivities, in the day, on the day from Monday. They should have done that. And then now go match day, just play your heart out.
All right. So basically you're saying Coach Nasruddin Nabi must tap into the human element of it.
Yep.
So he must remind Duduzi Shabalala to say this could be your first trophy for the team. He must remind Wandile Duba. He must remind Bruce Vuma. A lot of these players that have now been promoted but have never seen the glory days. The only thing that they can remember when they think of Kaizer Chiefs is it used to be called the glory days. We are yet to experience that glory.
Create your own history by working hard, and create your own luck by working hard. And that's the only way it's going to happen on the day for them. Because if you look at it, as Nadim is saying, there was a different Pirates that was playing, but they still played golden arrows off the park. They must forget about that. They must go into this mindful of forget the antics, forget the people that are going to be praying. Abo men, Babo. That is not going to play the game. You and as the individual and as the coaching staff know what's demanded of you and will be required of you to put yourself into the game. First minute, for me, my advice, first minute, whoever plays for the first 11, your first touch, your first pass, your first tackle, your first save will set you up for the rest of the game.
It must be spot on.
It must be spot on.
Listening to the press conference on Wednesday, Nadim, Coach Mandla Nqikazi was talking about Kaizer Chiefs being more well-rested. He compared the number of games that Kaizer Chiefs have played this season to Orlando Pirates. And it's a big difference because of the different competitions and how far they went into those competitions as well. And he says on paper and in reality, Kaizer Chiefs is more well-rested. Do you think that will come into effect, or is it a team that, when you look at Orlando Pirates, they've been consistent, so they are bound to get results off of the basis that they've just been consistent, irrespective of the number of games that they have played?
Yeah, Orlando Pirates, they played more games compared to Kaizer Chiefs, because Chiefs only been focusing on local matches. But it means nothing. The same Chiefs played Pirates, Chiefs that have been well rested. Pirates were a better team at FNB Stadium. They created more chances. They won the game. Even Kota didn't miss, or at one point in time, he should have just passed him for Keng. It could have been 4-1 or more than. So I don't think it's a final. The season is about to end, even if the Pirates players, maybe fatigue has taken its toll. But they know that they just need it's like two. In the league, they are left with how many matches? 5 matches or around. And then this is the trophy they can win. This is the only trophy realistically they can win, the Nedbank Cup. And go out as champions and send off the coach who has done so well for them. So I don't think the fatigue thing, just like Mandla is speak too much sometimes. I remember when I was a coach, he used to complain about so many things. Saying Pirates buy players at Checkers and Sundowns go to Woolworths. He just give him the mic, he will say something that is irrelevant. So this is one of the most irrelevant stadium from Mandla Nqikazi, because they rested players also against Aros, knowingly that they need them fresh, because they know that the league is already gone. If Pirates were still feeling confidently so they can still challenge the league, they were not going to rest Chain and Fokeng. All those guys were going to start. But now, I don't think fatigue can be attributed that Chiefs have benefited, they're going to have an advantage. Because they won. If they lost to Aros, because they say the more you play, but if you win, you hardly get tired. But if you lose, that's why even in Europe, if you look at the teams that win, usually the team that's going to win the Champions League is going to win the league. Because they play more games, but they still win more matches. Like Madrid last season, they won the league and the Champions League. They played more games than anyone. Barcelona have been playing more games than anyone. They're winning all those trophies, but you can't attribute that to fatigue. So it has its own advantages. But the more you play once a week or once in 2 weeks, again, the coaches can sometimes run out of like the lack of freshness within the players. You played on Saturday where you were disappointed, you wanted to win. Now you have to rest and play the final. Maybe also if Chiefs had the game midweek, maybe they were going to correct mistakes here and there. Now they have to. I saw them training. I saw a footage, on one of the websites where Chiefs were training ahead of the match. I was not impressed. The training lacked intensity. It was just like they were preparing to play the cup that they've won this season, the Kufa Cup. I didn't feel that is a team that is going to a war. Because, there was a time where Liverpool played Real Madrid 3 years ago in the final. Michael Owen said he's a Liverpool fan, played for Liverpool, played for Real Madrid. He said he thought Liverpool would beat Madrid. But after watching the intensity training of Madrid, they were going to play the following day. He said they were playing as if like, it was so intense, the training. It was like, it was not the last match of the season. So with Chiefs and the guy who's training them, the personal trainer, I just feel like there's so many things that I feel like they need to improve. Hence, for me, I don't think they can win against Pirates on Saturday. And I don't think they're in a position to compete for 90 minutes against Pirates physically. They don't even have the personnel. Even though the Pirates assistant coach can complain about that Chiefs have been rested, I don't think it benefits Chiefs that rest, because sometimes you need to have the kind of personnel who can take advantage, and it's so difficult. And it's proven all over the world. The team that play more games, win the continental titles, are the one that can actually win the domestic titles. So I don't think it benefits. It benefits Pirates actually being busy, playing high intensity matches against Pyramids, playing high intensity matches against Al Al. Pirates are used to this kind of high pressure matches where it's do or die. You go to MC Alger where the 75,000 strong crowd all against you, all odds are against you. You go there, you need to shine. Chiefs are not used to go to that match where it's 60,000 seats at Moses Mapita. You're expected not to make mistakes. I mean, for Chiefs to win that game, they need to score at least 3 goals against Pirates because it's proven in almost every game they concede 2 goals. So that means they need to concede 3 goals, and then Pirates must allow 3 goals, of which is something that not been happening this season.
Yo, aye. Anyway, on a lighter note, on a very lighter note, the team that beat Golden Arrows, if coach is a very good coach, you cannot change that lineup.
Orlando Pirates.
Yes, your team.
No, that lineup that played Aroso will never even be allowed to go out to the media. Never.
My man,
it's impossible.
If you are a good coach,
it's impossible. It will never be signed off, that lineup.
No. Oh, it needs to be signed off.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The media manager must sign it off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm fucking. Imagine.
Listen. You've got Convidi on the lineup.
We do Radio
Pani. Good players. Play them. Why don't you? They won the game. Put them in. It's the Nedbank Cup.
What
Cup of Dreams.
Even if that team can do that, they can beat Chiefs.
Listen to it. Cup of Dreams.
No, they can, but those players, few of them will start. Even from the goalkeeper.
Start him.
Start him. Buthelezi will start ahead of Sipo Change.
It's impossible. He won't start.
Yeah, so are you saying he'll start?
No, I'm saying few of them. Chiefs. I'm saying few of them will start.
Who will start? Kimvidi will start against Chiefs. Is that what you're saying?
Who?
Kimvidi. Karim Kimvidi.
There's no way he can start.
Why not?
No, you know what?
Kimvidi is the international player.
So wait, you're going to put the goal poachers on the bench and
start.
Kimvidi
has been part of the Orlando Pirates setup since last season, right?
Yeah.
It's not like his first season. It's his second season at Orlando Pirates, and he has been given a chance. There are players like Nkota who have impressed more than him. There are players like Mfokeng who have impressed more than even Kabelo Dlamini have done well. So he has been given a chance. Kimvudi, yesterday he played well against Arrows. But
he was man of the match.
Of course, he was the man of the match.
So let him play the next game.
No, it's not, because the players were rested. It's not like he played because they failed. He just beaten Kaizer Chiefs without him. Remember, he didn't even play a single minute against Kaizer Chiefs. He's not been playing for Orlando Pirates. Yeah. So the Pirates wants to win the trophy. Jose Rivero wants to go back to Spain as the only guy to have won the Nedbank Cup three consecutive times, never lost in the cup. So you will play the players that he trusts, because it's about the coach. The coach will go for the players that he feels can assist him win the trophies. And the players who he feels they can assist him to win the trophy are the players that has been playing.
The trust is gone. He wants to leave. The trust is gone. Do you understand how they're sitting in camp right now? The trust is gone.
No. There's not...
listen, there's players, I can tell you now, there's players there in that dressing room, in that team, that are saying, phew, uhambile lo bekangivalela. Abanye bathi, phew, i-coach yethu. Hey, so
the guys that are behind him.
That's gonna happen.
No. The guys that are behind him are the ones that are gonna play. He knows them. He's a very smart guy. Look, I've got a chance to know the Pirates coach. Immediately when I arrived, I always used to see him every Monday. I'm telling you, he's a very smart guy. He knows he can read players' body language, that this one is ready to fight for me. He will go with the players he feels that are ready to assist Orlando Pirates, because here it's about helping the team which is winning the trophy. Look, Pirates have been winning trophies with the players that the coach trusts, and he's not gonna just in his last game in the final just drop them like that because of one game that this one he played. I mean, you are saying
possible.
No, it's not like Selepe impressed. You mean he must start?
Why not?
Ahead of Mbati.
Isn't he a Pirates player?
No. He's a player, but he's not a star.
Isn't he a Pirates player? On a lighter note, I'm saying, you know, Chinese, I'm just twisting this. Chinese do not give you business if you don't have a drink with them. I mean, when I say a drink, alcohol drink, so they can see you when you are a bit intoxicated. Mark my words.
What is your word? What is the word that
mark my words?
Okay, what are you saying?
Mark my words. This guy is leaving.
Are you saying the team that played or the players might make him lose?
Mark my words. A Chinese guy will not give you business if you do not have a drink with him. He wants to see you when you are not at the intoxicated level. Mark my words. Qatar, intambo ngathi yaphuma manje. It was a Spanish guitar.
It's an interesting statement. We'll wait for his prediction.
All right. So now you were talking about the importance of that first touch, the first challenge you go for. And you get the sense that in this game, the team that wins the most duels will have an advantage. Let's talk about some of the duels that we'll see on match day. You have to think of Shabalala up against Kloki. Whether you think of Mufokeng and Mashiane, Mart, Makaula, who wins those battles?
Look, collectively, if you look at it, the Pirates setup, they've been doing well. You take nothing away from them. But this is a different game. This is a different ball game where there's financial implications. Ready waiting for the players. They've already discussed it. They foresee themselves going on a little bit of a break of season, having something in their pocket. Where you know very well at Pirates, if you win a cup, you have to win for you to get a bonus, right? Exactly on the same thing. Chiefs do the same thing, but it's more guaranteed for you to get it. So what better way as a manager to come in to say, guys, you know what's at stake. Here's the carrot is dangling in front of you. Go through the brick wall and you'll find what you so much wanted. So it's going to be a very interesting one. As much as the players are not doing as well as they want to do, and Pirates players are doing well because they've been obviously in all these different tournaments and all these different cups. Mashiane has an opportunity to stand up and show what he's capable of. Take away what position he's going to be playing because football positions sometimes fall out of the window. He finds himself in an opportunity where he can actually restate his name in the Chiefs faithful. And if he does it well, he can do it against one of the sought-after players in the country.
All right. Nadim?
Okay. For me, I just feel like Kaizer Chiefs, they're going into this match as underdogs. And it's difficult to see how they will change from that performance last week and become a better side. I don't know how they can change from there because they're not used to these high pressure moments. There's something that Max Moponyane always used to say, winning can be happy, just like losing. This is a team that is used to losing. I mean, I think they've lost how many games in the league? 12. So losing to them, it's normal. It's not a surprise. No one gets angry, the Chiefs, when they lose. It's like, it's okay. I mean, even the coach, he gets angry when journalists ask. I saw him getting heated at FNP Stadium when journalists were asking him about or maybe his frustration about Chiefs struggling and not like struggling to make the job. He felt like he's still in control. Everything is fine. I mean, he's still doing the job well. So for me, it's so difficult to feel that Orlando Pirates players, if you do the matchup against Kaizer Chiefs, you just see a lot of kind of players at Chiefs that you can even see that at Orlando Pirates, if tomorrow they can be swiped, maybe they can improve in terms of lack of confidence at Kaizer Chiefs. Maybe at Pirates they can get it. I can't say the whole squad is not good enough. Some of them can improve. But if you look Mdu Shabalala, and then you look at Yusuf Mati, the captain, the leader, is he the kind of a guy who can lead a trophy against Pirates in a packed stadium? Maybe even if he's playing closed doors, I don't even think so.
Don't forget he was a Pirates player. So you guys gave us...
And a Pirates captain.
Exactly.
Academy ranks.
Yes.
And there's a reason why he was... And there was a reason why he was released.
No, it's not... No. He left... Okay. He left because he wasn't getting game time and he knew that he's not going to go into the first team.
Exactly.
Then...
That means was not good enough. If you leave...
No, it's not that it's not good enough.
If you leave because you're not getting game time, it means you're not good enough.
No, it's not good enough.
So Yusuf has a chance here to rewrite the history books. He's got a chance to be a Kaizer Chiefs captain that brings back the glory days.
He is going to be.
Yeah, he does have a huge chance to do so. Just like if you look at, I think it's in the Bible, it's Matthew 26 verse 41, where Jesus said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Chiefs, they will want to see it.
So vuga ngani.
They will want to see it.
Okay,
I'm not a Pirates spokesperson.
Okay, here now.
Okay, look, for me, the way I see it, Chiefs will want to see. I mean, I heard Cyrano talking about experience and consistency. They will want to to do a surprise. But for me, I don't know how. And it's gonna be good. If it can be good for the country, on a serious note, if Chiefs can start winning trophies, because they command so much fans. And Tim Sugas once said the football is much better in South Africa when Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs are doing well. So Chiefs doing well, even next season could be anticipated. It can give Kaizer Chiefs a real hope that next season it can be a better season. So for me, I don't know how they can do that against Orlando Pirates. It's one of those matches where you expect a score. I mean, I think what Chiefs needs to hope for, the score doesn't become like 3 or 4-0 or 5-0. But it's possible that it can be worse. Just like Mangoba Mngci did beat them 4-0. There was no match. I mean, Chiefs played Sundowns 1-1 in the league, and they felt like it's gonna be a revenge. They were raped. The linesmen, it was an offside or not. Then the second game, Sundowns went all out and beat them 4-0. So when you feel Chiefs, you expect them to perform. So far this season, they are yet to show you who they are.
It's a dream final.
Absolutely.
Morgan, irrespective of how you look at it, whether you want to look at it from a Orlando Pirates perspective, Coach Jose Rivero's last cup game against Kaizer Chiefs, that's how you want to exit, beating your biggest rivals in a cup. Whether it is from the coach of Kaizer Chiefs, Nedbank Nabi, this is how you want to introduce your plans, and you do it up against the biggest rival as well, Orlando Pirates, and the highest stakes in the Nedbank Cup. Away from home, both teams, but irrespective, these teams, wherever that they go, they are loved. So it's not a matter of who, or maybe the fans, they will favor who or not who. Nadim, are you disagreeing? The fans there, both Pirates and Chiefs are crowd pullers.
No, I'm not disagreeing on that.
Yeah.
For me, it's more like what Morgan was saying, Guti, Bazovuang Pirates.
Yeah.
So for me, I just want to declare I'm not here as a Pirates spokesperson or Pirates fan. I'm just here as a football insider, and honestly, as not, I'll be happy to see Chiefs winning a trophy. It's no longer funny now that a big team like this, with the most supported in the country, strong support, loyal, faithful supporters, 10 years without a trophy, it's becoming embarrassing.
And the cup pedigree between the two coaches. Locally, of course, Rivero wins it because he's been here for a while. Coach Nedbank Nabi, still a clean slate.
Clean slate on the shores. Yes.
Yeah, in South Africa.
Yes.
Elsewhere, he's proven that he
No,
can
he has
be
never
able to-
proven anyway winning a trophy. He has never proven, even in
But
Tanzania.
he's putting all the teams in the final.
No. Look, in Tanzanian league, anyone, even Fadlu Davids, who struggled, Pirates were really poor when Fadlu Davids and Mandla Ngigazi were coaching them. Now in Tanzania, he can even win the league. He can win the CAF Confederations Cup.
I disagree.
So Tanzanian league, I mean, there's only 2 teams. So you get given a chance to coach it's either that team wins or so the competition is very, very low.
I disagree.
That's why Nabi, if you look at him, wherever he has coached, he has not won a trophy except in Tanzania only. That's the only time. I mean, I'm talking about the guy who's 59 years in August, is turning 60 years old. He has only won a trophy once, which is in Tanzania. A team, even after he left, they continue winning trophies. Even now as we speak, young Africans are #1 in Tanzania. So it has nothing with him. For me, I don't rate him as a kind of a guy. I think Chiefs there, I don't know what really convinced them that Nabi can change things. Because if you look at Atazwane, the team was bad, but better than what it was now. Even if the teams of N. Smith top, they lost the league on the last day against Baroka. That team was much better compared to this team. Nukovic, I can go back to even Gavin Hunt's team that went to the final of the CAF Champions League at Azwane, and then Stuart Bexa coached it. They were much better than this team. For me, since I've started watching football, this is the weakest Kaizer Chiefs I've seen. I've never seen a team like Kaizer Chiefs. This is so weak, where you know very well that they are not expected to win any difficult match. So for me, I've never seen Kaizer Chiefs team that it's not scary. Even if you look at it, there's nothing. Even if you support Pirates or any other team like Arrows, Mangoba Mngci was playing. He was speaking to Andile. He was telling him how he's gonna beat Chiefs, the mistakes they are doing. He even pinpointed their strategies. At the end of the day, he beat them 2-1. A coach like Gordon Arrows that is fighting relegation, that is down out of the top 8. There's no chance Arrows can make the top 8. But Mangoba Mngci was so relieved when he actually sympathized with Chiefs. to show what this team is really, really struggling. We can try to hype it and make it look like it's a back. There's no back here. It's a one-sided.
It's a battle.
It's a
If you have a
battle,
game that
Nadim.
ends 2-1.
If two teams go into the
and
final,
they go head to head, and it's a final. There's a feeling of a
Aye,
final
aye,
that has
Nadim.
an element of being unpredictable. The players that you trust can literally drop you in the final. The players that you didn't think would show up can show up for you.
That's a good point. What you're saying, if the game can end 2-1, but if you look, it depends how the 2-1 came about. Because the 2-1 came about where Pirates wasted so many clear-cut chances. Also, you need to look at that. There have been times where Sundowns will scrap a 1-0 against Polokwane. Actually, in actual fact, they lost against Polokwane. Remember, Sundowns 1-0. Then they also lost against TS Galaxy. Those things does happen in the course of the season. A team will get chances and also waste a lot of chances. But now Pirates, if you look, they've got their best defender coming back this season, CBC, who's been ever consistent, well rested for 2 games. So for me,
coming back to his hometown.
Yes, I just don't feel there's anything that gives me that Chiefs are good enough to go compare with Pirates. If Chiefs can beat Pirates, it's going to be a serious surprise. It's not, even if you can check the odds, those people are betting the bookmakers, not even a single bookmaker worldwide. Bookmakers are not stupid. They make money. That's why you never see a betting company going broke. They are very clear who's going to win. It's all
so
of
who's
them.
going to win, Nadim?
It's obvious. Orlando Pirates will have to win and it's going to win. So with Chiefs, for me, I feel like they've done well to reach the final. But taking the steps ever to win it, it's something that is very far. Even if they can try to be stubborn and try to be defensive and whatever. That's why I agreed with Mocha and Gould and said they must just leave any game plan that they can think of. They must just go there and become cautious and read the game. And that is so wise from Mocha, and I agree with it. But they are not going to do that. They will try and do the transition. They will try and do lots of things, and it can backfire because immediately Pirates scores, they take control of the match. The game is done.
Done in what fashion is it going to be done? Because you can score. Remember, we scored a goal and you guys came back. If you guys score a goal, we can also come back.
No, there's no you guys. I mean, I'm not working for Pirates. I'm not supporting Pirates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pirates
Okay.
will come back.
So
Yeah.
here's another aspect that maybe Kaizer Chiefs will look to exploit. They'll look at the previous Orlando Pirates games and see that, especially with the set pieces, they haven't been as consistent. When you look at how they got knocked out of the CAF Champions League semi-final, look at the set pieces. You look at the defeat to Sekhukhune United, another set piece, a corner. Do you think that Kaizer Chiefs can now start thinking if Mduduzi Shabalala is able to whip them in, we're able to plan a good strategy for the corners, this is where we can catch Orlando Pirates?
Not really. Actually, I was talking to someone else in the morning that it's actually not even true that Pirates have been weak in set pieces. So it happens in that game against Pyramids. And then Eric Tinkler, because he had to answer a press conference, he did say he won because Pirates had a lot of chances, better chances against Kukune in the first half. Of course, Kukune used that chance and scored. Then it looked like Pirates have been struggling against.
No. We are saying it has been a way where teams have pinpointed as something that can give them an ability to get something out of the game.
Yes, but it can be. But if you look at Kaizer Chiefs, it's not like your Stuart Baxter. Because to do that, Stuart Baxter's team was very smart. Defensively was very sound. He knew once he scored one goal. I remember when Kaizer Chiefs beat Pirates 1-0 in the MTN 8. Mashamaite scored that goal in the first half. Pirates tried everything. They couldn't come back. Solid defensively. Katsanda in the middle, they were so sound. They knew what they were doing. I don't see it. Even if Chiefs can get that kind of chance.
Remember, it's a final now.
Where they score. Even it happened on Saturday where Chiefs scored a goal. Obviously, it was not a set piece. But Pirates easily came back in the first half. Within 15 minutes or 20 minutes after Chiefs had scored, Pirates have already equalized. Pirates didn't even allow that game to go to half time where Chiefs were leading. So it looks like easier for them to overcome. The Pirates are used to play this kind of games. They've beaten Sundowns at FNB in a high-pressured match where they scored 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. Sundowns tried for 85 minutes to get 2 goals. They couldn't get it. Solid. But with Chiefs, many times I've seen them scoring first and losing the match.
All right. So Orlando Pirates has been in Durban because they had that midweek fixture. Do you think that gives them an edge in terms of climatizing to the weather conditions, to the surroundings? Does that even play a role in this game?
No. In this game, everything goes out of the window. Whether you are there, Durban, uyovakashela ugogo or what, Nyochela or whatever, Nyotandaza, that one goes out of the window. On the day, it's gonna determine everything. Whether football is played not just on the day. It's played at the training session. How you train is how you initially want to play. And you rightfully said, Real Madrid had an intensity of the best, the highest level.
Yeah.
Chiefs needs to do the same thing. Go back, play high intensity, fun games where this is the ambition. We play small-sided games. You win whatever by the coach must put a prize. Say, okay, this is what you win at the end. Make that a culture leading up to this game. Because it's going to be that. It's going to be gung-ho. We want this. Pirates have been on song. They might change their team. They might not change their team. Their centre-backs, aerially, we can test them. We've got Morris. We've got Lollipop.
You call Morris a centre-back?
No, I'm saying a striker.
Okay.
The centre-backs will have a problem.
But you call him a striker, Morris.
What did they sign him as?
How many goals has he scored this season?
How many goals? He hasn't scored much. However, they signed him as
That's
a striker.
why the problem. They sign players that have not been scoring goals.
They signed him as a striker.
Yeah.
I know him as a striker.
Yes.
And I think this is a great opportunity for him to show up and say, he's a striker, big day, big game, BMT.
Is it the one that they were calling a defensive striker?
I don't know. I've never heard the term defensive striker. But
anyway, I've heard things like that.
It's the first time I hear
I was
striker.
shocked. I was asked on Metro FM about Morris when he was signed from SuperSport. I mean, it was at Skukune, right?
Yeah.
From Skukune, he didn't have a team. Then SuperSport signed him.
Yeah.
Then Kaizer Chiefs.
Then he scored
1 goal.
But he scored.
Then Chiefs signed him based on 1 or 2 goals, right?
No, it's not about the goals. It's about the effort he puts in. And his work ethic, very, very good.
But
very
also,
strong.
it was that swap deal with Christian Saile. So you remember what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But on this time, Pirates were once in this position between 2000 and 2010.
Yeah.
Where they went 10 years without winning a cup competition. Remember?
Yes. 10 years.
And then what they did, Pirates,
it
it didn't happen through hope, like Morgan Gould is saying. But
they
went to sign Dan Clayt. They went to sign Witness. Pirates went to sign players with proven winners at SuperSport United. And then that players, the Monop Josephs from Vets, was the goalkeeper, a huge character. That's how it ended. It didn't happen just... I don't see guys like Bavuma ending that kind of draft. It will take a lot of character.
All right. So before we get to predictions, can we talk about the drip? I think it's another opportunity to see the pitch walk about, the swag, the style, which always gets the people talking. Nadim, don't you think it's a nice touch in a derby? You're not just thinking about the jerseys that you occasionally buy. But
you saw the jersey, Chiefs
nice
jersey.
I
want to get you. What's your size?
No, Chiefs is dangerous in terms of announcing jerseys, those kind of things. That's what, even if in the middle of the season, the only thing I remember with Chiefs, I remember they were announcing a jersey. They had a huge event in Naturena announcing a jersey.
What's your jersey
I've
size?
never seen anywhere in the world where a team will have an event, is covered on camera. They are talking about it. That is announcing a jersey. European teams, they are so serious to a point where in the last 2 matches, all of them, they are going to wear the jersey they will wear next year. That's how they announce it. Done. They move forward. To them, it's not something important. So for me, it's more like what you do on the pitch than whatever the jersey.
So you don't care about the drip?
It's unnecessary.
The nice clothing.
It's unnecessary because when you go home,
you
care about 2 things. If your team wins, you're happy. If a team loses, you're disappointed. You don't care about the swag when they get... It's not a fashion show. It's not really, because if you do that, then football is turning into...
No, Nadim. No. This has happened when we were there. It happened before we were there. Yeah. Because you must look at the team. They were called Glamour Boys. And they are still called Glamour Boys. So that they can't just leave it because they're not doing well. You must do it when no one's watching, because when they watch, it's the same thing.
Morgan, you know what you are here? You are here as an analyst, not as a Chiefs fan. So for me, I would like you to be at least objective.
Okay.
And feel.
Nadine, quickly, score prediction.
Score prediction.
Who will lift the Nedbank Cup trophy come Saturday?
I said last week, I said it's going to be 1-0, right?
Yeah.
And I said Chiefs won't score.
And they proved you wrong. So think carefully about what you're going to say now.
Yeah, no, I have to. But... for me, I think it's one of those matches where I expect 3-1 in favor of Orlando Pirates. I don't know how Chiefs will score, but maybe they can find a way, maybe a penalty or something.
Wow.
Maybe a foul, maybe who's the striker, Ranga Chivaviro or Saile is Super Sport anyways, no longer Chiefs. Maybe Sereno can come and I don't know, because even Kogi have not been stable this season. I don't know. Chiefs, maybe they can get a penalty and score 1 goal, just like Sundowns did get a penalty in Bombela against Orlando Pirates in the first 5 minutes. I mean, that referee.
Okay, yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, there are referees who are very bold. Imagine it's a final.
Yeah.
Pirates and Sundowns. In the first 5 minutes, you give a penalty. So
3-1 to Orlando Pirates. That's your final prediction.
I honestly believe Pirates will win convincingly 3-1. The players are well rested. They've taken a week off, especially the superstar, Mfokeng, has really shown in this kind of matches that he's not scared, he's fearless. We saw him against Sundowns, we saw him against Ali, we saw him against Pyramids, we've seen him against Chiefs. And I think he's going to show now against Chiefs again. Mahopa for me is one of the players that Pirates that has really done well. Evidence Mahopa. I don't know why people feel. I think the guy is so important. Mabasa, yes, he scored yesterday a beautiful goal, but I think it's going to go straight to the bench, and then Mahopa will continue where he left off. I think he's the kind of a guy who makes Pirates create a lot of chances, makes Pirates become a dangerous team because he helps the other players get better.
All right, Morgan.
You
said explanation and a half.
Nigga, my players odlala. It's going to the wire?
Yes. So will it be decided in 90 minutes?
It's going to the wire.
Extra time or penalties?
120. It's going to the wire, penalties. Then you'll see the better goalkeeper. And I say the better goalkeeper is going to show. He hasn't been showing, but he's going to show.
Okay, prediction, and who's the better goalkeeper?
5-4 Chiefs.
On penalties?
And the better goalkeeper will be the winner.
Will there be goals scored between that 120 or?
Yeah, there would be. I go for another 1-1.
Okay.
I would tell him, but I'll tell him later who's going to score. But anyway. Yeah, it's going to be 1-1 in the game. It's going to go to the wire. 5-4 in penalties. This is a time for Bruce to stand up. And I foresee him standing up. You know, goalkeepers at Chiefs, EP2, how he came through. He stood up. So this is an opportunity for him. Yeah, you see? A big one.
Yeah.
So definitely Chiefs, 5-4 penalties.
All right.
The interesting thing is that Pirates refused to allow that match at FNB to go to extra time while Chiefs were leading. So we're hoping for miracles to go to extra time and then penalties. It's not going to happen, Morgan.
Okay. No, it's okay. Morgan, we'll see.
No, it's not okay. It's not going to happen.
Hey, the bookies must, can the bookies keep this one? Please?
Yes, please. Whatever that you're going to do, record this. And come 6:30, maybe 7.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Thank you.
Let us know on the socials. It is Switch On Network. Thank you to Morgan Gould and Nadim Lukhele. Well, from myself, Lerato Phago, let's continue enjoying the football, but also let's continue having a conversation. Nedbank Cup, big weekend. Bye-bye.